Hey, this actually just popped into my head. I realized I haven't really been editing the endings left yet. So, like, I just remember that sometimes us, like, saying, oh yeah, the mic's off now, is actually just still in there kind of deal.
Good.
Hello,
Good.
and everyone.
Excellent.
Welcome to the actual on-time version of whatever the fuck this podcast is. Let's roll the random name generator this time. By that, I mean stroke my dick a little bit, and we come up with... Man, I really like the Box Ghost, so I guess we're just like the Box Ghost fan club. Week 7.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm diggity down with that.
Diggity down with the Doug Diggadome.
I almost spit out my
Exactly.
water. God damn it.
My name
Rough start.
is Matt Diggadome.
Not Diggadome!
I've
And
got
I am-
residual audio.
Kai Digadome.
And I guess Jason is Jason Fenton.
Jason Turner, actually.
Tick.
Fuck! Shit.
Yeah. Hi guys. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Yes, we are the Redacted podcast. Just strike that all out. I'm actually not a Diggadome. I've been written out of the will, and so is Kai.
Oh, feels
Big
bad.
fucking
No
feels
big
bad,
fucking
man.
hat for us.
But I wanted that sweet hat.
Why was his hat? Oh, I love the joke that his hat always went off screen.
It was so good. It was so good.
Just
Ah,
on forever.
Yeah, that was good. The fucking Doug Diggadome of the Dimsdale Diggadome. Fucking big ass hat went off screen forever. Just some Western looking entrepreneur motherfucker. Is he related? I don't think he was related to Skylark. Chip Skylark, shiny teeth and me guy.
I remember.
You know, there was a weird hierarchy of power in the Nickelodeon universe. The guy who made those cartoons, David Hartman? Butch Hartman?
Butch Hartman.
Yeah, Butch Hartman. He had a bit of strength. He was a strong individual in the Nickelodeon hierarchy, while the live action actors had weak powers, like fucking Josh Peck and Drake Bell. They barely couldn't decide anything, but they did have the ability to decide some things. I don't know if you guys ever checked out them past their time. The guys who played Drake and Josh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Josh is a superhuman now, like powerful, strong, fit, handsome, married, and doing good at everything, including his vlogging.
Yep, he's part of the David Dobrik crew now.
Yeah, he's fucking
Yep.
strong. And wow, there's just going to be residual audio everywhere today. Hopefully most of that is blocked out. And fucking one of the things he was doing was he was watching some of his quote cringiest moments with Josh or Drake Bell over when they were on the Nickelodeon paycheck when they were the teens. And it brought up a good point. They were just really dumb in the show, but they had good moments because they were dumb. And my favorite that he brought up was that there's just this one time when Drake and Josh are going to teach this one guy who's playing around with Megan a lesson, right? So, like, yeah, we're going to teach you a lesson. And, like, Drake's getting all pumped, and, like, Josh takes off his shoes.
Oh. Yeah.
It was strong. And Josh comments on that. The actual person. He's like, yeah, I don't know why. They told me to just do something. I was like, all right, I'll fucking take off my shoes.
I
Good.
actually watched the video also.
Yeah.
Came up in my recommend. And I was like, oh, that's like a cool blast to the past. And I watched it. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh man, that is
Ron-
actually really neat.
Miranda Cosgrove has not aged at all. She's like the same tiny human being that she was on that show as she is now.
See, I can't
And then,
I can't see her as anything other than iCarly.
And then fucking, and then she also talked about meeting Jack Black, and how Jack Black has a YouTube, and Jack Black's son just fucking photoshops himself in with fly-ass anime bitches.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's the way to do it, my dude.
That's the fucking life, my dude.
Yeah, just, fucking, at every turn and every moment, you got them anime babes on you. No one else can see them except you.
Oh, man.
So, terrible rambling about the Nickelodeon anything aside, how were your weeks?
They're alright. What's it been? A couple days since our last recording.
Mhm.
It's only been 3 days since the last podcast went up because I'm fucking
Yeah.
good at the time management.
Yeah. What did we do?
I don't know, what did you do, Jason?
Not a whole lot.
Just think about what video games you played.
I played a lot of Devil May Cry 5.
Gotta let it out.
Yeah. And what? That's pretty much it.
Monster Hunter also.
Yeah, Monster Hunter with Kai. Other than that, not a whole lot. I've been sleeping way more than I should, and well, that's kind of it. It's been an uneventful 3 days. Thank God.
Yeah, alright, that's good.
I've been very tired and not wanting to go to school, but thankfully tomorrow's my last day for this quarter, and then all I've left is finals on next Wednesday, and then I'm off for like 2 weeks, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kai living that sensible life while I'm here in the closet without pants.
Hey, that sounds way better than what I'm doing.
The sensible life works better in the long run. You'll find that you'll want pants at some point.
I don't know.
You'll
Pants is
when
pretty
you
fun.
lack pants, when you lack the corduroy coverage, when you have nothing to protect the derriere, you'll find pants were a good idea. The Romans are full of shit. Pants are a good idea.
Listen. Pants are for women. Real men wear skirts.
What an alternate history. Thanks, Rome.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
other than that, just normal school stuff. Playing, like Jason said, playing Monster Hunter with him a lot. And other than that, just a whole lot of Destiny 2.
Still on that expansion.
Yeah. Getting all that sweet stuff. They released a new exotic weapon the other day. I'm going through the quest for it.
Ooh.
I
Wait,
heard
is
a
that
rumor.
the one that you like were waiting for to drop over and over again?
Oh, no. This is a new one that was just released. The
Oh, okay.
chaperone's been around for many months, and I have
Okay.
still yet to get that fucking quest. God damn it. Thanks for reminding me, Jason.
I'm sorry, bud.
Yep.
I'm just upset.
Yikes. What were you saying, Matt?
It made me think of I read a headline on Anthem that said players taking off their equipment makes them infinitely stronger.
What? Nutty?
Oh, yeah, apparently there's one of the weapons that you start off with is just there's no reason to replace it. It's actually just the best weapon to just
In
stick
the
with.
game.
Yeah.
Weird.
Although
Forget
they've
your
patched it
randomized
now by now.
purples. Yeah, fuck Anthem. Fuck this game.
Yikes. Yeah, I have not played it. I don't particularly intend to.
I don't think anyone here does, but it's fun to shit
I
on a
have.
little bit. Kai did. Good
Yeah.
job, Kai.
Yeah, because
I
Kai
enjoy
likes
it for
bad
what it is.
games.
Ooh. I think Kai just enjoys being Iron Man. Can you blame him?
No,
Yeah,
I
it's a lot of
can't.
fun.
That's actually really cool.
It's definitely not a good game, but and it has a lot of problems. But I still enjoy playing it.
I hacked my Vita. I played some YouTube. I played some fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Not YouTube. I played some fucking Rain World. Played more Devil May Cry, of course. The hacking of the Vita was a fun time. I need to hack my Vita TV now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Soon the Vita will be gone forever.
Yeah, well.
They've already stopped actual production of making new physical Vitas, so that's it. All the Vitas in the world that are ever going to exist.
Yikes. There will never be a new Vita.
And maybe not never, but right now, there's no new Vitas.
Actually, in 20 years, they'll make a retro retro
True.
release.
Retro release Vita. I'll still have my actual base Vita. I have one of the Series 1000, which means I have the old motherfucker ones. When I was downgrading my firmware to fucking hack it. Hacked! So, any Vita that came off the factory production line has a default it's default firmware. It's the firmware you can't go below because that's where it fucking started. We're currently on 3.67 for the most up-to-date firmware, the firmware you desperately do not want to be on. My factory default firmware was 1.13.
Oof.
Way back in the day.
That's way back in the day.
Yep.
Yikes.
So I got my Vita all nice and hacked. I can now overclock my games and play whatever I want on it. I can add the nudity mods and the undubs.
Perfect.
For all 6 games.
Actually, there's quite a bit. But nobody believes me when I say that, so it's fine.
Matt didn't appreciate the meme.
Yeah, no, I know the meme. I know it very well. But I have actually been playing my Vita a lot. I played Trillion, God of Destruction, and that game's sick.
I have not heard of it.
Trillion, God of Destruction. It's an SRPG / princess trainer kind of game. Where you are the Lord of the Underworld, Zeabolos, and Trillion, the God of Destruction, has come. He's a god whose HP is 1 trillion.
Huh.
And, yeah, go kill him. Oh, wait, you fucking died. Now raise one of your overlords to do it instead.
Oh, no.
There's one for each of these sins, and it's kind of expected that they'll die. And then you have to pass that training info on to the next one. And hopefully you beat Trillion before he ransacks the underworld and comes to eat everyone and everything. I had a glitch, I think, happen, though. I'm not certain if this was intentional. So, you get like a month worth of time where every day you can take like one action in order to raise your overlord. And then fucking Trillion comes and attacks. So I got to the Trillion fight after raising my overlord real good, and I was like, all right, I can do this. I got this. And they set you up against a fake Trillion to figure out how it works, because the fight has a static way for each one of its forms on how it'll kind of play out, or like how a Trillion behaves. And I got to that, and I was doing pretty sick, but then Trillion just stopped taking turns, and I was like, oh, okay. So I just kind of kept smacking it in the toe, and I was doing like 500,000 damage each time. So like it took me a while to get down to the 700 billion that I think I'm at now. And then I was like, wow, I think I'm just going to kill Trillion. I don't have my girl never has to die. It's going to be wonderful. 700 billion hits. And it's like, hey, phase 2, motherfucker. And I'm like, what?
Huh?
Kicks me to the main menu, and it's like, oh yeah, Trillion's now going to eat the entire underworld. Please go stop him. Wait, what? I don't know the mechanics. My girl never died. What do I just... I have a week? And then, a week passed, and now I'm at that fight, and I'm very curious on how the fuck I'm going to continue, because Trillion has a lot of HP. My girl isn't that strong. His new form is incredibly annoying. And, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. without her dying because I'm now very attached.
Ooh.
That's not great.
Matt.
Ironic. So this was made by I think Compile Heart, and I love Compile Heart. They are my favorite shit company because they have a lot of passion. And it's funny because this similar concept was used in Super Dimension Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls, which is the Neptunia games, which are, I don't know if you know what trash looks like. That's kind of it. Very cute trash, but they're very fun trash, I think. And that one features my favorite girl as the main girl. It's same concept though, where big old god of destruction with huge health bars there. You can go challenge him at your leisure, but he's going to make the rounds, fight him off, and or eventually get strong enough to kill him. And then go into other places to find shit, power yourself up. I like these games. These games of the boss is so fucking overwhelming, he's the entire game.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's fun. I like it.
So Trillion's health just goes down throughout the game then?
You have to go beat his ass up.
Mm-hmm. Well, right. But
so
I mean, he doesn't regain health. He
never regains health. He starts at a trillion, and you have to chip the fuck away at him. He never regens. At least I hope he doesn't.
Hopefully not.
Get to like 500 billion, and he just casts Cure 1. And he's back to 1 trillion.
Oh God.
Wouldn't that be the fun?
Oh no. Yeah, that would fucking suck.
Matt, when your girl dies, it's gonna be a real fucking tragedy.
It's probably going to hurt, but then this is still Compile Heart, so it's not going to be as tragic as I think it'll be. In her skill set, it says that she'll come back as a guardian spirit after she dies. So I'm pretty sure she's just going to be a ghosty ghost floating around in all the cutscenes that require her.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's still going to hurt me a lot though, because she's the Osana Najimi character. Her sin is envy, and she's madly fucking in love with the main character. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's choose her. And then they were really cute, and I'm like, oh no, oh, that's basically a love confession. Oh no, she's going to die. Fuck, I can't stand this.
Oh.
Well, it's okay because at the same fucking time, so is goddamn Diabolos. He's only here on borrowed time, but that's go play Trillion. Neither of you have a Vita. All right, so I don't know. I'll go explain a lot more about Trillion later. Actually, Jason, you have a Vita TV. You fuck.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I need to play that more.
You never will, though.
That's not true. I will eventually.
You've barely touched Freedom Wars, and you're definitely not finishing Soul Sacrifice.
Neither of those things are correct. Oh, actually, no. The Freedom Wars one is more correct than the Soul Sacrifice, but I will eventually finish that game.
When's eventually, Jay?
Eventually.
Is it now?
No.
Oh.
He's actually playing during the podcast.
You can't see my dick. Wait.
What?
Matt?
What? Nani?
You alright there, bud?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. Stealth masturbation versus in phone calls has been a specialty of mine for years. I have very specific set of skills.
My dick is one of them!
So,
Good.
I am just snorting into the fucking mic because I'm goddamn sick, but that's fine.
Oh
Nobody
no.
cares.
It sucks.
Get that strong snort ASMR.
Ugh.
The mucus ASMR. Hi guys, welcome to the mucus ASMR podcast.
I feel like cat meowing through a couple of meowing a couple rooms away is like the strongest ASMR that I have not seen yet.
Oh no.
I should see if that's a thing because it probably is.
Probably. I could see it.
ASMR is such a weird thing that's taken over. Like it's like it's not recent, but it's so recent. Like the generalized interest in it.
Mm.
Like, have you guys heard about that 9-year-old girl that has the?
Jason, I was there when we watched it. Fucking Greg just showed us that video of that guy who watched it, saying, "Yeah, this is fucking creepy."
Yeah, Kai, do you know about this?
I think I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't watch it because ASMR really makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does.
Not the 9-year-old girl part. No, Kai's cool with that.
No, that would just make it even more uncomfortable.
Double the uncomfortable.
Double the discomfort.
We all know that Jason's the one that is into the younger ones.
Hey!
FBI, open up!
Hey! Oh God! No, I was talking. I'm trying to remember what. I was talking about the dark web last night on the stream, and there was one point where I was like, "You got any child porn?" And Kai clipped it.
I saw that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Only the part where Jason's asking for the child.
Yeah,
porn.
not no context behind it.
Yep.
Oh, good.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it
The
happens.
clip's even called "Don't Worry About the Context." Who needs context?
Yes.
When
No, it
watch
doesn't.
when Jason's running for president when he's 49, someone's going to be like, Mr. Delegate, candidate, I don't know, Mr. Wineover.
Right?
FBI got him.
Oh no! What just happened? Oh no!
Let's just move on. Whatever's next was next. I don't fucking.
God damn it.
What's our fucking almost 30 minutes? Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
in reality, that's more like 20-ish. I don't know.
So like 23 minutes
Yep.
that we've like actually been recording.
Would you rather fight a griffin or a dragon?
Okay, so there's a couple of questions that go into this.
Okay.
1, can I prepare? 2, are we talking like he has arms, dragon? Or is it more like a wyvern where his wings are his arms?
We're talking arms dragon, like four
And is
four
it
legs and wings.
Are we talking like Grigori from like Dragon's Dogma where he's intelligent and can cast spells? Or are we just talking a big lizard that breathes fire and flies?
Big lizard. It's intelligent, but it can't speak or cast magic.
But if I captured it, I could teach it sign language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can the griffin be taught sign language?
The griffin is intelligent, but it wouldn't not that intelligent. It wouldn't understand most things. It might be able to pick up like a word and understand what a word means.
So I'd be able to train it to like do repeated actions.
Yeah.
So I could train it to be like a big hunting dog.
Yeah.
Bird.
It would be able to learn certain words and what the meaning of those words are. But only to the extent that like most animals would be able to like understand, oh, this word means do this.
Can I get magic wrestling gloves that allow me to pin anything?
I'll allow it.
All right. I'm just going to grapple either. I think I'm going to fight dragon. I'm just going to pin its wings midair so that we fucking dive bomb. Fuck. Oh, man, that just reminded me. Fuck. Oh, man, I need to reread Jason, a guy named Squid, and who?
Yeah, Eduardo? Is it Eduardo or Edgardo? Edgardo.
I think it's Edgardo and the guy named Squid.
Edgardo and a guy named Squid. It's so good.
It was a good ass TG tale. Fucking strong. Just fucking autistic internet roleplay. Big group, everyone's an anime except Edgardo, who is just shirtless muscle man who sucks compared to everyone's anime because he's spec'd wrong.
It's so good. The power of edge that everyone has, except for the
And then-
big muscle dude.
And then the 2 members of Fit. 2 fucking body improvement club motherfuckers. Ready to just work out and be strong. I like it when you have to earn your power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always good.
I agree.
I really
Makes it a lot more interesting.
I wish that there were more. I wish that there were more games that like sandboxed you and allowed you to do that. I mean, I know that
So,
most,
fuck
like,
it.
tabletops
Now's the
will allow
time.
it, but
I just want to talk about this now. Kai, my topic of the day is a game called Outward. You can go ahead and try to find the trailer if you want.
Okay.
So, this game just popped up in my my Twitter feed. And I was like, oh, what's this? And it turned out it was my wet dream that'll keep me sustained until Bannerlord. Whenever.
Outward.
whatever.
You know what? I think I saw like a trailer for that, but I didn't watch it. It popped up on
So
my
fucking-
YouTube feed.
You should all know that Bannerlord is the best game that will ever be made. If it ever gets made. If it ever comes out of development, Bannerlord will be the best game of every year, all years.
Oh,
But right now, Outward is definitely holding me over because Outward looks like if you took every mod I would usually download for Skyrim to make it more immersive / fun to travel in. And as much as I hate to say it, I was going to initially compare it more to Gothic or anything by Piranha Bytes, but the devs are like, nah, the combat is like Dark Souls. So there you go. But
huh.
it's an open world survival RPG that I would call like the quintessential nomadic game, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have health, hunger, you have a backpack in order to store your stuff. You're not a hero. You've got no special powers. In fact, you don't even start off with mana. You have to make a pilgrimage to go get that shit. You don't get to learn any skills fancy on your own via a menu. The map doesn't tell you where you are. There's no big old quest markers that tell you about shit. If you want to go get better shit, you have to go buy it, like skills included from trainers. You generally suck dick until you try hard enough and or use things in your advantage in order to win.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's fucking phenomenal. It's awesome, right? So, talking about working for your powers, right? In order to become a spellcaster in this game, you first have to take a pilgrimage to a fucking mountain. And then when you get to the mountain, you have to dedicate and sacrifice part of your total max stamina and max HP in order to gain max MP.
Oh shit.
And you can only gain more max HP and stamina from trainers in different towns via buying it with gold. You don't get that shit from naturally leveling up.
Uh-huh.
So that's a huge investment, first off, right? Second off, what that gets you is sparks, which is just a little... You make some fire right there in the air, right? But it doesn't end there. Magic in this game is, quote, ritualistic. So what you got to do is you got to go mine yourself a mana stone, make some alchemy magic happen, turn that into a firestone, and then set the firestone so that it creates a ley line / a ring, like a sigil, kind of like floats on the ground with a firestone in the air, right? So now you got your firestone sigil, right? It's right there in the air. If you stand in that and you now cast sparks, guess what? Sparks becomes a fucking fireball.
Huh.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
It's super sick. I fucking love it. Like a lot of the spells work like that, and it's sick, and I love it. Oh my god, my dick
It's
is
like co-op
ready.
and split screen
Yes,
also.
it also has co-op. So I was watching a shit ton about what the devs were doing when they were playing this. So they were schmucking it around in the desert, and they were dumbasses. And one of them had gear that was totally too hot for the desert, so they had to keep switching clothes in the desert in order to prevent overheating. they were sleeping all the time, but when they kept sleeping, they'd get dehydrated, having to eat cactus juice and drink water to try to keep off heat stroke. When you rest, you have to allocate a certain amount of time to guarding, which lowers your ambush or encounter rate.
Huh.
You can spend time repairing, and then you actually spend time sleeping. And both players can allocate time differently if you're playing co-op. If you die, so if your HP reaches 0, there's also one persistent save per character, by the way. You never get to change it, so you don't get to load your save and save some in the game. When you die, a random event happens, and this could be anything from, hey, a group of mercenaries found you and brought you back to town, then went to brag about it to the wenches. Or, you were enslaved, all of your items are gone, you have syphilis, and you're just escaping. Or, some random passerby took you into his cave, and it was like, hey, sup, how you doing?
It's really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucking
it's like a really
sick.
cool game, actually.
I love it! The combat looks really sick.
Mhm.
It has a bunch of cooldown skills that you can use. There's alchemy, which is my big dick love. I love alchemy. The fucking clothing looks sick. Weapons all look very fun to use. The magic especially looks really fun to use. I like how the archery worked too, where it's like when you're using archery, you lock onto a target, but then you have to manually move your reticle on the locked on target in order to try to shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You can build traps and use those to your advantage. Use a lot of poisons or enchantments. Shit gets really dark when it actually gets dark, so you need to be able to use a torch and or a lantern. Saw some mages fuck around with some lanterns and make that shit a flamethrower.
Nice.
Oh man.
It's one of those really punishing looking games, but it's also so like you gotta eat, right? But in order to get to one of the different regions of the game, you have to make travel packs, which is food that allows you to sustain long journeys so you can get to one of the other regions. So it's like there's no fast travel, but you have to pay in order to load into another area. To one of the big areas, I mean. There's the backpacks are super important. You can't roll with a big backpack, but you can hold more stuff, but you can drop it on the ground, or you can get a perk that allows you to roll with it, but if you get hit while you're wearing a backpack, the shit inside gets damaged.
Huh.
You can wear a smaller pack, not have a lot, make it easier on yourself. You can drop your backpack and or throw your backpack, so when you're in a fight, it'll be not something you have to worry about. There's just so much little shit into this that just makes it, love it, delicious. It's like every fucking mod I used to download for Skyrim, like Frostfall, no fast travel, food and drink requirements, sleeping ambushes, like all that shit was just rolled into this and then said, hey, here's some better combat. And I'm like, oh, wonderful.
Damn.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool game from the trailer.
I am
looks
so
sick.
fucking
Must just
excited about it.
website.
Guess what? It comes out this fucking month.
Yeah, the 26th.
Yep.
12 days.
It's already fucking done.
Holy shit!
My dick is like in anticipation. I fucking love it. It's like, hey, yeah, you found this cool shit? Guess what? It's in 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm so excited. It looks so fucking good to me.
That's always the
There's a
greatest
lot-
thing. When you're like, when does this game come out? Today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking. One of the other things about that game that was really fucking sick is that it has like 8 weapons, like 8 primary weapon types, 2 and one-handed swords, maces, and I think like clubs. Then it has spears. Then it also had a couple of other things that I can't remember. It had a lot of like it had the 8 primary classes of weapons, but then they had a fuck ton of sub weapons. So like kind of like the Bloodborne system where you have like a one the right and then the subs go on the left, unless you're using a two-handed, which takes up both. But the subs went from anything like to a magic book to a knife that you hold underhand to a fucking flintlock pistol.
That's so
Cool.
This
radical.
game looks so sick, and I love it. Like, this speaks to me on a spiritual level. The only thing I dislike is that there's a narrative main quest. I hate that. If this game just had a, hey, you spawn into the world and deal with problems / explore, make your own journey, it'd be a 10 out of 10. It'd be the perfect game. Unfortunately, Bannerlord is not out yet, so it can't be that.
Does Bannerlord have a release date yet?
No. And it makes me like... Bannerlord is like my reason to not die half the time when I remember it exists. Because fuck me if Bannerlord isn't like the hypest shit to me. There's not enough games that do like good, quote, realistic combat. But Bannerlord has, or Mountain Blade has always had a really good mix of like Mountain Blade has the best no magic, low fantasy environments. Like, we're talking almost zero fantasy. And it's fucking great, because leading your armies to deal with shit is very fun. It's completely open-ended. You're not expected to do anything as a main quest, so you can have whatever you want for motivations and goals. I've seen people run this game as a trader. I've seen people run it as a fucking I want to be king. I've seen people get one castle and they're like, nah, I'm done. That was my goal all along. Kill some cows to buy a castle. There is so Warband takes place in Calradia, the fictional like empire that takes like bits and pieces from a lot of historical empires and throws them into factions to fight against. And then fucking Bannerlord takes place in the past from that and expands the map. It's the same map, but bigger by like a half a continent. And it's like fucking it's actually more like a continent. Like the original map was more like the half a continent. But and then there's more factions which were eventually conglomerated into the ones that you fought in Warbands. So they're all subsidiaries, so they're all more nuanced. I fucking love it. There are pub games. Every faction has a different pub game in Bannerlord.
That game is going to be so fucking
cool.
good.
It will be. I'm so excited. I just want it now. Until then, I'll have
One day
Outward.
it will be released.
Until then, I have Outward,
Sure.
and then the main plot will happen, and I'll be like, I don't care.
Then you'll just go back to exploring, doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yes, because that's what video games should focus about at times, I think. This game did not need a main plot, in my opinion. It has one. It has voice acting, which I will be turning off if I'm able. Because, I kind of a hot take. If I can get away with it, I actually kind of like it when, like, immersive games like this don't have voice acting. I'd rather have them...
Do you mean for, like, your character, or just voice acting for everything?
In everything, really. I like Morrowind a lot, where it's like, it's a lot of text and you can read it. Because, voice acting, I feel, actually puts a huge constraint on the amount of text and information you can have in a game, alongside the amount of responses you can also have, which I hate. I feel like Morrowind / like, I guess Skyrim, like, those were the good systems that worked best, where Morrowind is my hard classic of no voice for everyone, anyone can just be mountains of dialogue and text where you get keywords to pick up on, where you're essentially being a fucking a MGS cutscene where they tell you a bunch of shit and then you repeat the last word said and then they tell you more about that word. Or like Skyrim, which is like the stereotypical choice system of your character doesn't have a voice, but it worked very fluently. It wasn't very stiff like a lot of others were. The importance of the fact that it was so fluent is the big part of Skyrim for me, where it's like in and out whenever you please. They're still talking even as you walk away kind of deal. That was the important part of that, because that allowed for a lot of dynamicy with the fucking game. Skyrim was a pretty alright game. Better modded.
Yeah, definitely.
Reasonable. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, oh god, this looks so cool.
My
This
dick
looks
is
so
so
cool.
excited for it. I'm already like thinking about what I want to do for playthroughs. I know
So,
I want to have.
is it 2-person multiplayer? Is it like is there a cap
Looks
on
like
how many people can
co-op.
play? Okay.
Because it's split screen co-op and then just 1-to-1 online by the looks of it.
That makes sense.
Which is unfortunate for us. We're one guy short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. Oh man, that's so cool. It looks like you also get a pre-order bonus of fireworks skill.
Yes, the fireworks literally do nothing. They may have one purpose if you were playing with someone else and they've lost sight of you.
That's so cool. That's so good.
Pre-orders do nothing.
Yeah, no, that's actually really cool that they actually have no real purpose.
It's nice for
so
once not to
radical.
have DLC that breaks the game on pre-order.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I really like the idea that, yeah, 2-to-2 online. Yeah, that makes sense. I really like I've had this idea for a while. Since do you remember that that old multiplayer Skyrim mod that didn't actually work?
I remember it's beta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I always really liked the idea of playing a game like this or a game like Mountain Blade, and having having it be multiplayer and having one person spec really hard into combat and the other into non-combat stuff. So you got kind of the merchant. The merchant type character. It's all right, I can do all of this cool stuff in town, and the other guy all right, I can get you to the town.
Yeah.
I've always liked dynamics in class building.
Mhm.
I think I've talked about this one other time before, but there was this one RPG Maker game where you played as an ant soldier, and your skill set was all about taunting, provoking, and doing damage, because your other party member was your very existence for living. It was the egg of the queen of your colony that has died, and the egg of the queen could use a weird psychic mambo jumbo to heal you, and or put up a shield for itself because it has 1 HP.
Huh.
I like weird dynamics like that in RPG systems.
That is
Lisa
it's
was
always
another
really
game
cool.
that made me think of that, where Lisa has a lot of Lisa has a lot of class dynamics when it comes to each individual character.
Lisa, why do I know that?
Lisa the unhappy, I think it is. Lisa is an RPG Maker game. It's fun as
Yeah.
fuck. I recommend it to anyone. It's got good humor, but also is very dark and touching. But also, it's you want to be the best dad you can be, but fuck, you're an abusive dad who sucks. But you're trying.
Oh no.
God damn it, you'll try.
Yes, this game. I do know this game.
Off was another one that always brought that to mind too, where it's Off had one main character who was kind of like a general swordsman kind of deal, I would call him. That's probably the best way to describe the batter. But then his subsidiary party members all were just rings that float, that do different things. One was more about damage, others were more about support. And they, man, Off had a weird character dynamic going on with its entire fucking world. I love it! The plastic... Was it the meat seas? I think it was the meat seas. Either that or the plastic seas.
Wait, Outward is made by Deep Silver?
Being published by.
Okay, never mind. That makes sense.
Yep. The developers are from Quebec.
Quebec?
I think it's like Nenten,
Nine dots.
Nitro 10, or so like Ni10? Something like that.
9 dots.
Thank you. I had a 10 in there. 10 and 9, same thing.
Close enough.
We're in a base 10 system, it's fine.
Huh. Oh man, this game looks so good. I'm actually really excited for it.
Fuck yeah, you are. Please tell other people
Same.
about it so that hopefully they get to do the DLC they want to make. They didn't get enough time to
Hell
make
yeah.
one of the continents. So they said if the game sells really well, they'll do that as DLC.
That's so rad.
Huh.
That's so cool.
One of the continents is So one of the fucking continents is a goddamn forest with ghosts.
Ugh!
It's got ghosts.
Spooky ghosts!
Can I get the ghost to reload my pistols?
Just walk up to him and ask, see how it goes.
Hey, excuse you? Do you guys want to just follow me and just reload my guns for me? Thanks.
And then he gets stabbed by an ethereal blade and contract ghost herpes.
My dream.
Kai's dream is just to fuck a ghost, apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course it is.
And get ghost AIDS.
Ghost AIDS. How does that work? Do your ghost cells have no immunity?
Your ghost
Yes.
cells.
I guess it was actually Kai who was the Fenton today.
Oh god. It's all tying
It's
back.
all coming together. Now I just gotta build my own Digadome.
I mean, you're already promoting
breaking
this
that.
game, so, I mean, you're in the right spot, Matt. Oh, man.
Fuck, nah, to be honest, it's really unfortunate. This game has like 0 fucking eyes on it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sucks.
No, it's
That's-
one of
This
those
game
things.
needs eyes on it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that what happens is it'll release and then it will it'll be a slow build for them.
And that's the thing. I think I feel like the market is very unhappy with things that play like Souls nowadays. People don't look at it because it's like it was a fad that happened, and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, what's this?"
I think it's less of it being a fad. I think it's more that people have seen the people that have tried to copy the formula, and generally speaking, they're never as good. So the moment that you're like, "Oh yeah, Dark Souls combat," you're like, "Oh, because the only
The weird
people
thing
that have
is, I
really-
actually would say that indie developers have done the Dark Souls combat way better than AAA developers.
Mhm.
True.
I mean, who would you reference by that?
Ashen.
Yeah, Ashen's all right. Ashen was another game that had almost no eyes on it though.
Yeah, true, but that doesn't mean I don't think its combat is better than base Dark Souls.
I also think that the game itself is so vastly different from other Souls likes.
Are you talking about Ashen, or are you talking about Outward?
No, Outward.
I was
Talking
even.
about Outward. That it won't be a problem for it.
That's the thing. Well, no, but I think it is just because I feel like it's a dooming moniker to say like Dark Souls nowadays because everyone's so fucking used to the meme. It's like if you say that, people mentally brush it off. That's what I feel anyway.
That's reasonable. I don't.
Even if Outward plays nothing like it and has huge variation, I'd call it even closer to Gothic. Nah, people are going to think Dark Souls, and then that's just stuck in their head.
Yeah, once again, I think a lot of that's because a solid 90% of games that tried the Dark Souls formula, like when it comes to combat, fail at it because they don't understand the essence of what made Dark Souls combat rewarding. Like, I think Neo. No, not even Neo, because Neo doesn't even use that combat system. It takes what was good about the Souls games in its level design, and then used a way better combat system for it. But you see a lot of games what was the Necropolis, Lords of the Fallen. What's that? What's the other one the
Surge?
Yeah, the Surge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games.
When I was thinking AAA devs who had done quote Dark Souls bad, I was thinking the Surge and Lords of the Fallen / It's funny. There's a game that's very similarly named to Lords of the Fallen that is also kind of a quote Dark Souls clone quote.
What's the?
Can't remember it though.
Oh, yeah.
Lords of Flame. Lords
I know
of
what
Fire.
Oh, I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that game
know what
also
it is, but
sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
You
was
see,
also
that was
terrible.
that was the thing. Dark Souls caught on, and then everyone and their mother was like, "We have to cash in."
Yeah, exactly.
So AAA devs shat out what they could, and it wasn't that great.
The problem with a lot of it is that they didn't understand that a lot of what made Dark Souls rewarding was the care that went into the animations and the weight that all of your actions had, which is something that you miss in almost every other game. There's every hit that you give in Dark Souls has a reaction from the opponent. There's very rarely a time where you hit something and they don't react in any way.
Dark Souls 1 PvP is knocking on the door, Jason. Oh, well, I actually hit my closet door, but it flew away, so I couldn't hit it again successfully.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The audio gag was dead.
Yeah, other than the PvP portion, but I'm talking like most of the clones that have it, like the combat.
Dark Souls 3's enemy design came a-knocking, but it didn't have a door, and it didn't stagger.
I don't know, but even with that game, most of the, like 9 times out of 10, if I hit something, it reacts. Like, it'll still stagger, which is a lot of the issue that I see with a lot of other games, is like, enemies just don't react as well, or the character is not fluid. Like, I played a good amount of The Surge, because I really wanted to like that game, but my god was that combat, like, it was so bad.
I have a big problem when it's like, I don't know how to describe this, but you'll find it every once in a while in a game, right? Where it's like, if you run forward and then like veer off, rather than it feels like your character makes that turn, actually, it feels like they kind of float to that direction.
Yeah.
Like they're almost like a car and their animations kind of follow with that.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Is like
the Surge had that.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me in gaming. Where
if you rotate the stick fast enough, your character will actually moonwalk, kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. That shit drives me nuts when there's no way to. That's a reason that like Dynasty Warriors drives me nuts. Is because your character doesn't have any weight to them. It's like everything.
I'd actually say that's not entirely true for later Dynasty Warriors.
I mean, even what's the most recent one? Is the most recent one 9? Is that the one that just released?
No,
or is it 8?
11? 12?
Wait. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm geeking out. Oh, wait, hold on.
No, there's no worries about it.
No, I think it is 9.
Are you sure? I thought there was an 11. I might have dreamed up 2 Dynasty Warrior games. That's possible.
It looks like 9 is the most recent. Yeah, 9 came out last year.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That can't be right. No, that last year?
Yeah, 9 released.
Fucking, it's
February.
2019.
February 8th,
Yeah. A year ago.
2018.
That makes. Is that like a deluxe edition?
No, that's the most recent game. Most recent main game. There might have been a deluxe edition that's more recent than that.
Whatever. Continue saying what you were saying. I don't want to dream about Dynasty Wars anymore.
But like even with that, like I don't know, it feels like everything's just made out of paper, and your character just kind of slides along the ground. And even when here's the thing that like here's a tell, like generally speaking, of whether or not I like movement in a game, is if you're sprinting and you let go of the stick and your character just stops dead in their tracks. There's no like momentum carried forward or anything like that. Like in like a good example is in Devil May Cry 5. It's I got it on the brain. So when you're sprinting forward, if you stop as like Dante, Nero, or V, there's like another foot that they will take to like actually stop because their momentum carries forward. If you're sprinting in one direction and then you pull the stick directly back towards the camera, they're gonna like take a second to have to redirect their momentum back towards you. That's a thing that I think more games need is like to keep character momentum and weight, because no one can just like flick around a stick. No real person can just do that weird like. If you can like rotate your stick in a circle, and your character just will float 360 degrees consistently without their feet ever moving, that shit bothers me.
That's not what really bothers me, because I'm pretty sure Dark Souls 1 does that. What bothers me is if it's almost like negative gain, where it's like you'll eventually get to the point where your character's straight up moonwalking, trying to adjust to the right position.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sluggish, they're trying to get to the right position, though. So it looks really fucking dumb.
Yeah, I feel you there, too. Oh.
That one bothers me, because that's just like... It makes me feel like my character isn't actually connected to the ground. I don't care that much if... Like, I just wanted them to feel like they're on the ground. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely get that. Oh, man.
Actually touching.
Yeah, actually making making connection with the ground. It's probably important.
Just a little
Slightly.
bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a
Just
little,
a little bit. Oh man.
Just a little bit, boys.
Speaking of Souls games, though, yeah, good,
Oh,
nice segue.
Nice segue.
I did want to talk a little bit about Sekiro because more stuff on that game has come out, and I don't think like the three of us have had an actual conversation about this game. Since like it really got like announced. But yeah, so not that long ago, I think it was at Gamescom. There was a like 3 hour. No, it was like an hour and a half that a lot of players were invited to go play. And then following that, more recently, I'd say about a month ago, there was a much bigger thing in Japan where most of the anyone that was pretty much known in the Souls community as either a speedrunner or a YouTube content creator like Vadi got sent out, and they got to play 5 hours of the game. Straight 5 hours of the game, wherever they want to go, whatever they want to do, they were allowed to do. And they got a bunch of footage from it. So, how much of the game have you guys like kind of kept up with?
I've seen a bit. I've seen probably highlights.
I've watched Inside Gaming's video where they got a copy of Sekiro and they played it. And
yeah. So that game comes out in what is it? A week? Yeah, something like that. So I'm so jazzed about it. But
Same.
I think one of the big things that I really have to give From Software props for is them looking at Dark Souls and saying, all right, how can we actually change this and change it enough that there's a meaningful difference and that we're not like copy pasting the game again. And the other thing is that have you guys like seen any of the recent footage of the game? Yeah. So
Yes.
one thing that you'll notice is a big difference in the game is that you can create your own safe spaces wherever you need to. That grappling hook can immediately take you out of any encounter that you're in and just put you somewhere where an enemy can't hit you. In the middle of whatever you're doing, you can just be like, all right, yep, nope, getting a little toasty up here, and you can just leave. And to account for that, they made a lot of the areas much more open with a lot more freedom of how you actually traverse the environment. But more than that, they actually give you a reason to stick around because you can get pretty much anywhere in the map where, like, whenever you really want to. There's a lot more of that, all right, I need to find this thing in the environment, and if I find it, cool, now I can progress. But you actually have to listen to, like, the enemies speaking and whatnot, because you'll hear hints and other, like, small, like, side quest things that you can do throughout the game by listening to the NPCs and eavesdropping on them.
Do they not speak in Japanese?
They do speak in Japanese.
Do I get subtitles, or am I just going to have to brush up?
You do get subtitles.
Subtitles.
Fuck that, I wanted to brush up.
Well, go ahead and don't play with subtitles.
Turn subtitles off.
Honto yo. Honto ni. No, fuck, shit. Kanjuri yo.
But yeah, no, there's this really cool thing. It's I think it's like one of the third areas that you go to. Is like this small. I'm pretty sure it's a small village that has been taken over by the command of this one of the main antagonist forces that you face. And in the area, there's a shinobi killer, and he's this samurai dude that's decked out in armor, and he walks around the environment, so he's not a stationary enemy. He moves around a lot through the environment because they took a lot more time in like trying to figure out how enemies will be, so that there's less. There's a pattern to the way that they move, but it's less, pinning down, oh, all right, this character will always be waiting at this cliffside to turn around and attack, like, any Dark Souls enemy, which I think is really neat.
Do you guys remember when they said that was what the Pursuer was going to do?
Pursuer. Oh yeah, when he would show up at random and
then he just has like 3 other encounters in the game, but it's not at random at all, even though it should have been.
Yeah, that would have been way cooler. I really wish that they followed through with that. I really do like the idea of like wandering bosses.
Yeah, it's super sick.
It's something that I really enjoy. But yeah, no, I just really like the idea that there's a lot more like contextual stuff. There's also 3 buttons now to use to evade, because you have your jump, you have your dodge, and you have your deflect, and all 3 are very important to use contextually. So you have your jump for any horizontal slashes, you have your dash or dodge for any verticals, and then you have your deflect for any normal things. And you guys know how the deflect system works, right?
I've seen the back and forth thing going on.
Okay, all right, cool. So there's 2 enemy gauges. The first is it's not their stamina, it's their I want to say it's poise. I want to say poise, but it's not called poise.
It's their poise.
But
it's like posture?
It's not,
the
but
posture,
it's the same thing.
So
it's
their posture. So as you're fighting, if they hit you, they'll increase your or decrease your posture gauge down to 0. But if you deflect them, the same thing will happen. So basically, if your posture gauge is at 0, you can one-shot. So
gotta have good posture. Stand up straight.
So a lot of the combat, or against bosses, it's not a complete one-shot, but you'll get this cool like devastating attack that you can do.
Visceral.
Yeah, it's similar to how the visceral system worked, but you actually have to work for it this time, which I think is really cool. I really like the way that it rewards your parries a lot more. In addition to oh shit, I actually have to dodge these attacks. Also, resurrection in the game actually has an effect on the environment now, so it's similar to how the world states work, but it will affect the other NPCs in the world with you. So if you die, this thing called dragon rot starts to happen, where your NPCs will get infected and sick, and some of them will even die off throughout the course of the game, depending on how much you die and resurrect in the same spot. But when you die, you can resurrect directly in that same spot. So it's one of those reward things.
Alright, so let me just stand in front of this enemy to kill myself for the ultimate dragon rot run.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Kill everyone. Everyone's dead. No survivors.
I've
massacred all of Japan by my rotting corpse. And the fucking the Nier theme starts playing.
I also really like that there are 2 weapons, like 2 primary weapons in the game. One is your standard katana, and then through story progression, eventually you'll get the use of the big katana on your back, which I really like. But other than that, it's your prosthetic limbs that really make the big changes to combat.
Your shinobi prosthetic that gets upgrades, like the shuriken shooter.
Yes. Well, it's less upgrades and more like different prosthetics. Because you don't have access to all of them. You get access to, I think, one at a time.
Fuck. What would, I don't know how to say that in Japanese, but my brain was thinking bang, 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 pull my double breaker.
Yep, yeah, it's your double breaker. Yeah. Oh, it looks really good, and I'm really excited for it to come out. I don't think that there's multiplayer in this one, actually.
No, there's none.
Yeah, I'm that's another thing that I'm actually kind of happy that From Software actually was like,
makes sense.
Yeah, we're not going to do the multiplayer thing that we've always done. I don't know. I appreciate that they're willing to innovate as much as they are here, and they're going outside of like the standard thing that made them really popular to do something that is different enough that I would say that it fits comfortably in that Souls-like, but it's no longer Dark Souls or Bloodborne.
So, from the Souls series, there were 2 primary ideologies that were born, in my opinion. So, in Dark Souls, initially Dark Souls, a lot of people said that there was a lot of intense focus on careful play. and a lot of other people said that there was a lot more intensive focus on boss encounters. And these two ideologies spread to different mindsets in areas. Dark Souls 2, I'd say, would be a somewhat... Well, Outworld, I think, would be the best current example of what I'm thinking about of the former ideology of careful play, where a lot of people just wanted a really good backdrop to play realistic knights in an action-y setting.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the more continuation of the, quote, boss focus, or as I'm now going to throw it out there, anime Souls, where shit gets hype huge and super quick, and you gotta kill the giant dragon, do your cool combo slash like Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Dark Souls 3 came into play. That's kind of where Sekiro is going, and that's closer to Bloodborne, although I kind of dread to call Bloodborne anime, because that would mean cosmic horror and anime is going at the same time, which is a dangerous mix.
Which is the true cosmic horror.
Fucking
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Hester has to don its sailor suit and go to school with toast in its mouth as the fucking ends of the universe pour out from its guts.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Speaking of anime Dark Souls, what the fuck is happening with Code Vein? Wasn't that game supposed to be like out?
It was supposed to be out last year.
And then it was just like, we're not gonna do this
Who
anymore.
fucking knows, dude?
I feel like it's been stealth canceled. Like, either that or its dev time is just going way into overdrive because all of a sudden the God Eater devs are like, well, we want to do God Eater a lot.
All it says the initial release date for Code
2019.
Vein is 2019.
Oh my god.
Nothing other than that.
Yep.
It was supposed to be released in September.
And fucking Katana Zero was supposed to be released last year as well, but its store page actually got updated, which was happy.
That's the 2D one where you can slow down time with the drug, right?
Well, technically the drug is letting you see forward in time and mapping out your movements, and that's the part you play, and then you get to complete a level and watch how your character actually does it.
Okay, that makes sense.
One of the cool things is that if you use the drug too heavily and overdosed, when you watch your character actually do the level on security cams, you'll notice he's a lot more fucking brutal and killing a lot more people than he intends to.
Fuck. Yeah, I saw this game at PAX.
So excited
it
for
looked
Katana
so
Zero.
fucking cool.
Why isn't it out yet?
Oh man, yeah, this is so radical.
Katana Zero is scratching that itch in my rectum that needs to be scratched. Fuck me, Katana Zero, with the katana!
That is I really like that you can pretty much drop like a samurai / Ronin character into like any setting, and there's always some cool way that they can interact. Like, cyberpunk future, drop a fucking samurai in there.
I think the general concept of flowy robes and thin sword with like an equivalent of a hayase or like a ponytail style or gruff individual always works out well. It's good mix. Fucking strong.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so radical.
It's a good down pat trait. It's good.
That kind of brings up another trope that I really like, which is the samurai westerns.
Yep.
Like that mix of cowboy and samurai is so fucking radical. Like, I dig it so goddamn hard.
I actually really like Samurai Western, which is that PS2 game, which is sick as fuck.
Yes, I have that game.
It's a spin-off of the Way of Samurai games.
Yeah.
Where Kenjiro, I think? Keijiro? I think that's your character's name.
I think it's Kenjiro.
I think it's Keijiro.
Yeah.
Keijiro or Kenjiro. Where his brother goes to the west and you are a samurai, so you follow his ass there. And you just have to block and dodge bullets and slash motherfuckers up. And then you meet him and he's like, "You're a fool for trusting swords. They are the way of the past. Guns are the future." And then he applies his fucking ninjutsu samurai ways to the fucking guns. And he can dodge your slashes
It's so radical.
as you dodge his bullets.
It's so cool.
It's really fucking cool.
Another thing that I really like, have either of you ever seen the movie Equilibrium?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Is that the one with fuck, what's his name? Denzel
Equilibrium
Washington?
is the one with Christian
No.
Bale. Let me make sure
Oh,
that
I'm thinking of a different one then. Never mind.
talking about the right movie. Yes, I am. Yeah, it's Christian Bale and Sean Bean, if I'm not mistaken, is also in the movie. And it's like a dystopian future, where emotion is bad. You know, it's a typical dystopian thing. So art.
Orwellian.
Yeah, art and love and all of that shit doesn't exist, and animals are bad, and you can't have pets, so if there's, like, dogs, you gotta kill them. And there are, I can't remember what they're called, but they're, like, enforcers of this. And they're these guys in, like, these long, black trench coats, and they have guns. And the whole, like, the whole premise is that, like, the main character himself starts to develop emotion, and he's like, wow, this is bad. But the sickest thing about that is that there are some really, really incredible fight scenes. Because they do this thing that they call gun kata, which is martial arts with guns. So it's melee fighting with guns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's throwing your punch and pulling the trigger at the same time, which like adds this incredible fight style where you're like doing this close quarters combat with bullets. I always love gun kata. Like that shit is the coolest.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can vouch for Bayo making it cool.
Yes, it's
Yep.
it's just radical, and they have a really great like ending fight sequence, where the main character fights like a ton of different dudes. It's very similar to what they do in certain scenes in Kingsman. Which I should probably say Kingsman 1 and 2 are two of my favorite movies of all time.
They're pretty strong.
I fucking adore them.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
I really want food.
Oh no.
I kind of rolled out of bed, as per
Food's
usual,
too
for
good.
this podcast. And I am really hungry.
Nice.
And I am craving, unsurprisingly, I am craving meat. I'm always craving
I
meat.
need flesh.
I will skin the nearest thing and kill it to eat it in that order.
Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no. Oh no.
Here,
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
I feel like...
Oh.
I feel like... I want more permadeath games in general. I also feel like I want an ant demimorph human who is also a samurai.
Okay.
These are unrelated wants, but I just wanted to express them.
All right. You wanna elaborate on that second one?
Interesting.
The demimorph ant samurai?
Yeah. Where did that come from?
For a long time, I always thought of it. One of the concepts in my head for my idea guy situations is, hey, what if you had a game that was like a Tales of, but everyone was a demimorph except for two pure humans? What would be the interesting things you could do with demimorph societies? And one of them for me was like ant colonies are actually more like a Japanese hotel or like a bathhouse essentially. I don't know where that one came from specifically, but I always thought it'd be neat if there was one ant who just goes out and scouts, and that's your demimorph samurais.
I can see that. Ants have like
Interesting.
sick armor, so
Chitin. Chitin?
yes.
Chitness.
Yeah, cool exoskeleton.
Yes.
Chit-
It's
Is it actually still Itness? I thought it was just Chitin or Chitin.
I'm pretty
or
sure it's
singular.
Chit.
Hey, pray for the gods of the thing.
Excuse me?
You fuck know what Pray for
What?
the Gods is?
Oh wait, hold on. That's the game,
No.
right?
That's a game.
Yes.
It's a game like Shadow of the Colossus, and I fucking love games like Shadow of the Colossus. Because Shadow of the Colossus is my big dick huge moment love. Forever.
Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus is a magical little game that needs to exist for all of eternity.
This kid.
Pray for the Gods
looks
is
fucking sick.
officially in early access for Steam. So if you want to go play that shit, you can, Kai, because I can't. So I'm relying on you. Fucking Pray for the Gods features, I think, 4 or 3 Titan bosses that wander the world, and you gotta go kill them. Go get some gear, collect it, and kill them. One of them's a giant fucking bird dragon thing. Good luck getting on it.
It does look so fucking cool.
Just find the bird find the bird boss. Just that's it. That's the end. That's my heart. It's just stopped. It's sick.
That's all that
it's
matters.
so sick. Fight that. I love it. I love big wandering bosses. Like
They're so cool.
I also love it like when open world games have bosses that are huge that they don't tell you about. Breath of the Wild. When I first got to the desert in Breath of the Wild,
man.
I ended up encountering the giant sandfish, and it was the sickest shit in my opinion. I lost my shit then. It was the best.
They're just like, oh no, oh god, and then
It's
you're gonna
wonderful. I hate it.
It's a shark.
Sand shark.
Fucking
I
sand sharks.
need really badly. I need an underwater game with giant Leviathan bosses left and fucking right.
Subnautica.
That'd be
I
cool.
need that. Not quite. Subnautica's close, but not big enough. / you don't actually fight them, you just kind of run away.
I think they've changed that.
I think Subnautica 2 is a thing actually in development, but no, there's still like, from what I remember, you have the heated knife and like the trank gun, but I don't think you have any actual weapons unless you want to ram the fucker.
I thought that they changed that and they made it so that you had actual weapons. They like added a whole underwater combat thing. I might be wrong, but that's what I vaguely remember hearing about.
If they did, I mean, like, hey, cool, I guess I can fight the fucking Sea Emperor now, but I need more than that. Like, my dream there has always been, like, you are a diver, and suddenly the water's pitch fucking black. And from your player perspective, all of a sudden, you just see giant eyes fucking opening in all directions.
And you're like, no.
Fight
Oh,
that!
God.
As the boss name appears below.
That's always something that I love when they don't show you, like, you don't really see what the boss is, and then it's like, hey, dark room, and then it's like, oh, why does the dark room have a health bar?
Boss mod.
As the theme kicks in and you're just left there like, what do I hit? What do I dodge? What do I do?
The church itself is the fight. Break the pews.
Oh man.
Fucking, I don't know why, but did either of you guys ping the PAX channel in Discord, or was that my computer being weird because it told me there was a new notification on it?
No?
No.
I find that timing ironic then,
Yeah.
That's
because I
really
was like,
weird.
oh, who posted in PAX, and it was just your character. The last thing was just Jason's character sheet, and I was like, huh, oh, that was not recent at all. Why is this showing this is recent?
That makes me feel the big sad. Ooh.
Many months ago.
The big sad, Alexander Leostra.
I still really appreciate that.
Rest
Like
in
I have
pieces.
a penchant for making like really edgy characters, and then the one game where I could benefit from the edge, I did not make an edgy character.
You even had a super edgy character in Yu-Gi-Oh! But fucking in the Malice content, you're like, nah, I'm going to be a spirit guy.
Nah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I got
You did
so
get
edgy
so
in
edgy
Yu-Gi-Oh!
in
It was
Yu-Gi-Oh.
so good.
It was pretty
I
strong.
was really happy with the edge there, because I was like, all right, I don't want...
We made... I hate that you and I made the same fucking character.
I know!
God damn it.
It was so good!
Literally the same character.
It was so good!
Fucking, for reference, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tabletop, I made a DMPC called Jacob that was supposed to fall to edge mode and be part of the narrative / the throw-off for the Persona mystery. And then Jason just made the same fucking character. Down to the edgy turnaround and all.
Even the character descriptions, though, because you were like, oh yeah, he has blonde hair.
They were both blonde!
Hair, blue eyes. And then I was like, oh, like me!
Yeah! Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it.
And then I fell
God.
super into the edge. It was so good.
So much so, you just completely upstaged Jacob entirely.
He just disappeared from the fucking game.
And Jacob just never showed up.
Didn't. Don't worry about it. Let's not talk about the last session we had of
Oh,
that.
goddamn. Oh,
Just
fuck.
disappeared.
Fucking...
Oh, man.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is some dank stupid shit right now. At least in my opinion. It's always dank stupid, but right now it's
Especially dank stupid. Oh, no.
Especially dank
Oof.
stupid.
Oof.
It's currently even more fucking dragons. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a fetish for fucking dragons, I swear to God.
More dragons.
Just throw some more dragons on your fucking dick. They can all point to it now.
Oh, man.
Do you feel like there's a person out there in this world who fears dragons pointing at his dick and laughing?
Yes. That being said, this person is hallucinating, and I imagine that they probably have some form of schizophrenia, because they think that the dragon is really there pointing at their dick and laughing, and they're terrified.
The policia, they're coming.
They are coming.
Joke's on you.
Oh,
That's me.
Kai's coming? What?
Yes.
Huh?
What?
Excuse me?
What's happening?
Ah!
Who am I?
So I
What?
think
What's
both
happening?
me and Jason have
What?
verily vested through our topics. In fact, I think we've deviated pretty fucking hard from them. Kai, did you have a topic?
Just slightly.
All right, so
Yes. Oh.
Yeah,
Jason,
I was
what's
just
the
kind of
other
waiting
topic
if there
that
was
you
a
can get to
segue.
want
If
at
not,
some point?
then whatever.
Fuck segues. I'll just chop it with my fucking butcher's axe. That is, change topic.
Oh, God! Oh,
Butcher's
God!
axe.
Oh no.
Hold on, what the fuck's a butcher's axe? What kind of butchers do I go to?
I think you might
question.
have you might have gotten the woodcutter's axe and the butcher's knife and just combined the two of them there.
I totally
How
did.
what would a butcher's axe look like?
Probably like a...
It's just an axe handle, but with a really
fuck.
long butcher's knife at the
That's
end.
what I was
instead of an
thinking.
axe
So
head.
it's like that grip, but then it's just a
Yeah.
huge slab cut all the way up to the end. That'd actually
Yeah.
be menacing.
Well, imagine like the saw cleaver extended out, something
I
like
was
that,
thinking it's more like
except a
more
butcher's
like
knife.
you know how like straight razors look when they're folded?
Yeah.
That on an axe blade or an axe handle.
Oh fuck yeah.
Mm,
Oh man. Oh.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's spooky. I know.
Ah man, I guess that's how my
a
local
little bit.
deli works because apparently I've seen some butcher's axes.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. The horrors.
I feel like a mid eastern deli would totally do that. I don't know what they call those. 'Cause I feel like that's like similar to the tools they actually use. If you're trying to buy like not a kebab, you know the giant rotating meat things.
Yeah, the
I know, right?
Fuck, what is that called? I've been to stands of those.
It's like
What are
a
they-
K
fuck.
something.
Uh,
My parents got ripped off on one of those in
It's,
Israel.
I know that you can get shawarma from them.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me, Matt. Fuck that place.
Fucking, you have to haggle like fuck out there.
Oh my god, it's so true. It's such a pain.
It was. I'm always reminded of that because of the fucking JoJo bit too. That exact thing happened to my parents, except they were just dumb enough to buy into it.
Oh no. Oh God.
See, thankfully, when I was there, we were already well aware of the fact that that was the thing, and so we didn't get
Yep.
taken advantage of. Still though, I did not have a good time out there. It was far too hot for my
The
liking.
desert may be a bit hot.
Dude, it was debilitating for me. I can't
Nor can
take
I.
that kind
That's
of
why
heat.
I live in a closet. Man,
I don't like.
just speak about your topic, and I'll try to remember what the fuck the name of this meat is.
Okay.
Okay. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Microsoft announced that they are making a
The
discless
Xbox
version
Sad.
of their Xbox One.
Are
The dickless
you
version of the Xbox
serious?
One.
Is it actually called the Sad? Like, was that running name actually true? Please tell me it's true.
No, it's the actual name they're going with is what is it? It's like Xbox One. It's a very dumb name. It's literally called Xbox One, disc to digital. No, wait, where is it? It's somewhere in here. It's literally just like digital version.
Sad was like.
Oh boy,
like
now
what
I
it's
can
called.
download my Xbox One.
I hope we are just remembering wrong, and it is just the X-Bone Sad, because the X-Bone Sad would be the best thing ever.
That'd be so good.
If only. That'd be a way better name than what it actually is.
Yeah, but no, this is unsurprising considering Windows can now play Xbox game files natively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox. Is,
Yeah, but this isn't like the next gen console either that they're also planning to talk about at E3 this year, which is codenamed Scarlet.
It is so weird that we were right
This
on
is the
that
next
turn.
gen.
Like, it feels like just the other day that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One's like actually released, and now it's been what, 8 years?
Possibly. I mean, the Scorpio also came out after Xbox One.
Yeah.
Or Xbox
I mean,
One
like
X,
the
whatever
Xbox One X and the
fuck you
PlayStation
guys
4
wanna call
Pro
it.
are essentially the same thing as their original counterparts, though.
power up's
Yeah,
quite nice.
we'll just no,
Not
not
gonna lie, that
necessarily.
power up is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
I'd say
Definitely a lot
like the
better, a lot
pros
stronger.
and those are like the .5s.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the
Yeah.
the Wii U was a .5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
How unfortunate. I bought a Wii U. I also bought a Vita.
Yeah.
This is kind of personal.
Rip.
Yikes.
I joke about that. I actually enjoyed the Vita more than I did the Wii U.
Oh, man.
Fucking Wii U's.
I will not lie. I enjoy
Yeah.
etch shit.
Apparently-
Keep going.
I think the discless one is one, the price is going to be a lot lower, where it's going to be like $200 or less, and it's also coming out in spring, so it's going to be out in like a couple months.
Technically,
I think
spring
end of May
begins
is when
on the 22nd.
That is true, but I think it was like May is the supposed
Oh fuck! Winter's
release
almost
for
over.
it.
Fuck!
Yeah, it is.
It didn't really snow.
The drop in price makes sense, but like to
Yeah.
counteract that, you can only buy digital,
Yeah.
which is always going to be more expensive
Yeah.
than buying physical, because you can't buy anything pre-owned.
It's probably another. So game companies actually sell consoles at a loss value. In hopes that buying the games,
Yeah.
which will make you make them more profit, which usually it does. The pre-owned market / the secondary market has always been a hamper on the game industry for them,
yeah.
because it's like, oh, motherfucker, they're just buying things and we get none of the cut. This is part. I'd assume this is in part a way to counteract that, because they were trying to initially counteract that when the Xbox One initially was a thing, where they didn't want you trading games and they had the family sharing plan. Xbox has definitely been trying to get a hold of that second market.
Yeah.
Get a wrangle on it.
Try to deal with that. Oh man. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Games as a service has
It's
always
also-
been the biggest thing trying to push away from that, which I fucking hate.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Phil Spencer is the one that also mentioned that what you just said were
The secondary
Fuck,
market,
what did you
games
just
as a
say?
service.
No, fuck. How did I was literally just about to
Hi.
say it and I forgot it as I was saying the sentence. It was the fact that consoles
Yeah.
aren't what makes companies money. It's actually, like you said, it's a loss and they have to make up with it through the games. And also the fact that the discless stuff is companies trying to take something, like quote unquote unnecessary parts and taking them off, like what Apple did by taking the headphone jack out of their
You
iPhones.
just gotta drill into it. It's still there.
Because disk drives take up like a lot of room in the console, and by taking this out, the diskless version is gonna be very small, which I think is dumb. Because I think by taking out that room, they should fill it up with having a lot more storage space, since you're going to be downloading a lot of
So-
games.
but that would cost even more.
In Japan, there are stores that'll still sell you shrink-wrapped NESs. And, in my opinion,
Mhm.
the true saviors / like the devout holy men of the gaming industry at whole are people who jailbreak devices / modify devices and pirates. I say this because those are the motherfuckers who are our only defense against how corporates want to do shit, and they're the ones who are the most devoted to games. Like, they're up there with developers on their level of devotion to just playing fucking video games / the console tech.
Mm.
Bringing my Vita through modification really, once again, makes me appreciate just how much these fuckers exist. Because Sony doesn't care about the Vita anymore. Sony's literally stopped developing the Vita now. There will be a final firmware update, and that'll be it. And it'll be gone forever. But these fuckers, they'll be working on the Vita for a long time. New homebrew shit. What can we hack? What can we download? How can we push the limits of the Vita? And that'll stay for quite a bit of time. The Vita will be a usable console well into the future thanks to these fuckers. And the same was with the PSP. We're moving ever so slowly into the later years of it, and I dislike how there are no longer handhelds because it makes I like handhelds, but that's actually a side rant. No, so we're moving more towards industry control being well into the hands of developers, because technology is a lot it's still kind of secretively kept. When someone makes that breakthrough, it's kind of a massive breakthrough forever. So like when the Wii, so like Nintendo's always had a problem with hacked consoles, and that's been a problem since the Wii. It was a problem on the Wii U, it was a problem on the Wii, it's been a problem on the 3DS, and it's been subsequently a problem on Switch. And it'll probably continue to be a problem literally forever. Unfortunately, Xbox has been a locked up tight motherfucker since day one. Because some motherfucker on Reddit sold the goddamn dev kit back to the developers, and I'll never forgive him. And I dislike that, because in 20 years, when the fucking Xbox SAD, the discless, is still around, like the physical copy is still around, but Xbox Live Market is gone, the fuck will I need that for? Nothing. It'll be fucking useless.
Yeah. Well, because the other thing is that another big part is, have you guys ever used what was it called? PS Now, right?
Yes.
Like you can stream games or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, Xbox. That's what the main focus for this one is, since it's gonna be all digital stuff. I think it's called xCloud is their version, where a lot of the games are gonna be through you're streaming the games through this console.
Games as a service is something I hate, because it completely rips away the future proofing of shit, and it tries to give more control to developers / the companies, which I never like, because developers and companies are definitely out for blood when it comes to the money of the industry, because there's this horrible fucking trend where we're constantly trying to push and break new ground with levels of technology in video games, which I guess, mind you, isn't a terrible thing, but it's a terrible thing when it's the trend, because everyone wants the shiniest new graphics to draw into the more audience. And that causes a lot of inflation in price, which causes a lot of need for cutthroat tactics in the industry, slash quote innovation in the model of service, which is awful because the fucking model of service that is games as a service, where it's like stream your video games from this fucking online peer-to-peer sharing, is not future-proof, and it takes a lot away from the possibility of user-end fucking modification and control. And I know, EULAs are a thing, but those aren't legally binding contracts, fuck you. When you buy a product, you should be able to do what you want with it. But since so much more of that control is being ripped away into the hands of developers, I dislike this trend, and I dislike where it's going, and I dislike Xbox. Stop. I also dislike Sony a lot right now for reasons, but that's different. I'm just mad at the industry in general. Nintendo's out there just being Nintendo. They're probably the only ones who are like doing their shit, and I'm generally not that mad at right now.
Yeah, I mean...
I still want to fight Ubisoft to the death. If I could somehow fight the CEO, I think I would. Disclaimer, I don't actually want to fight the CEO, despite saying that, but I totally do. But disclaimer, don't report me.
Everyone, let's try and get in contact with CEO and see if we can set up a fight.
Do you think there's still dueling laws in France? Because if so, I'll totally duel him for the right of the entire company.
Dude, we need to find out. Fun fact, technically speaking, it is still legal for a trial by combat to happen in the United States of America. Did you know that?
We've talked about that on the podcast before,
Did we?
Actually.
Was it on the podcast? I don't think it was on the podcast.
Yes, it was on the podcast because we were talking about blood sports and dueling and that one guy who dueled in England.
Fair enough.
Yep.
You are correct.
I remember because I edit this shit.
True.
Fuck the industry at whole makes me mad, but I'm so happy that pirates and modders exist because they are my only saving grace. Because otherwise, the Vita would just be dead in the water.
True death.
True death from the company that fucking abandoned it in the West. Because the Vita did pretty well in the East. In Japan, the Vita was all right. There was no push for the Vita in the West, though.
I remember even when that came out,
Zero.
like there was like no advertisement,
No fanfare at
nothing.
all.
It was just like, all right, we're releasing it, and then they were like, yeah, it didn't do well. We're not gonna do anything with it.
Even though, in my opinion, the Vita had one of the sickest launch titles with Soul Sacrifice.
Yes.
Fuck. Oh my god, I fucking love the Vita. It's unfortunate that it's fucking dead. And it's unfortunate that handhelds in general are fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I need to fulfill my dream and just become a member of Jet Set Radio.
True.
Just don some skates and get some graffiti and then die to fucking the concept of love. That's how
you want to go?
I want to go.
How it should be.
I want to go. I want to kill myself for the sake of a concept of love music video. That's what I want. If I don't have to die, though, that's also preferable. But if I do, it's an understanded necessity.
Necessity.
Necessity. Doug Digadome.
Doug Digadome.
Dimsdale Digadome. Yeah, that's, I can speak words.
Oh, man.
Just bring it all back.
All very fluent English here.
Oh, God.
Oh,
What?
Jesus.
So I guess to summarize, I will duel the owner of Ubisoft I'll kill myself for the concept of love and fuck Xbox. Sad.
Agreed. Good.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Jason, what's your topic two?
It can wait. We can wait till the next time.
No, it's the next time. You just want to end now? I feel like we're a little early.
Are we?
We're at like.
It's like an hour 40.
We can still go for like 20
Oh,
15
yeah,
minutes.
cool. Yeah, then that makes sense. I thought we were over.
Now,
Yeah,
still got some
we
time.
do. Yeah, then the next is just the end of the DC expanded universe. Oh,
Yes, that's
the
no.
tragedy. Yeah,
I'm so sad.
So based on the how poorly everything's done, and the fact that both Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill both broke their contracts, or Henry Cavill, both broke their contracts as Superman and Batman. They had to cancel a ton of their movies, and they're in the process of trying to figure out what they're doing. But in the interim, all of their movies now have to be standalone. And
Let me mute my mic real quick while I try.
it absolutely baffles me that like.
Oh. Like he had to
He's
mute
dead.
his mic to cry.
Oh, got
The
him.
funny
Zack
thing.
Snyder got him.
So the funny thing is I have to now check if your audio was still from your fucking being picked up, but just not by Discord.
Who knows?
Who knows? Indeed, that'll be a fun thing to edit.
We'll find
Always.
out.
Don't worry, I don't even edit the ending, so that's just my level of editing right there.
Is it audible? Yep, cool. Slap it on.
Did I sync it? Yep, we're good.
Yeah,
Up it
It's
now.
just
upload that
Tiger
shit.
picture.
it's just a lot.
Stock image of a wizard.
Like, no, neither am I. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's dead.
I don't remember the last time I saw a DC Universe film.
uh,
I get
I saw Wonder Woman. I
was
think that was the last
Death
thing.
was fucking
Yeah.
Suicide Squad a part
yes,
of that?
yeah, it was.
All right, then I guess it was that one.
And the last one that we kind of got was Aquaman, but even Aquaman fell into that category in that even though Aquaman just released,
Oh yeah.
they didn't mention the events of any of the previous stuff a single time. There is no references, apparently, to any of the other stuff, and it's a standalone
Cool.
Aquaman movie.
Cool.
because this like did so poorly, and they're still recouping from the loss of their Superman that broke the contract because he didn't want to do it anymore.
Do you think
He's like,
that
"Nah, this is really shit.
do you think that
I'm
Aquaman's dick
I'm done.
smells more like fish or less like fish?
More. He fucks fish for sure.
See,
Do you think Aquaman secretly breaks into fish's homes and then comes all over their eggs and is like, yeah,
oh, absolutely.
my kid's
Absolutely.
now, and then leaves.
That's how he like
Yeah.
creates his
And
legacy.
that's how
definitely.
mermaids are made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's a bad image.
Oh man.
Fucking Aquaman stealing into the lone SpongeBob.
Oh man. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that they're in the process of like figuring out what the fuck to do because their shows all tanked, their movies all tanked, and they've wasted so much money that Warner Brothers is like, fuck, we don't know what to do anymore.
And then Disney looms over.
Because they wanted to get to the cool, fun team-up stuff
They
immediately.
tried to drop into
but had
year
no
8
build-up
of
to
Marvel's
it.
10-year plan in year 1. They also
Exactly,
hired
that
Zack
was the
Snyder,
problem
though.
that
That was
failed.
their other big issue, is they had Zack
They
Snyder
wanted the
the
end
whole
product.
way through.
Well, yeah.
Fun fact.
I was
That's
assuming,
also true.
Go ahead, Matthew.
no, go ahead. I was just going to say I assume Zack Schneider is a bad director.
So he's not a bad director. That's the thing, is that he is he has a brilliant vision of a lot of his movies, and he has a really good aesthetic taste. The problem is that he's a massive edgelord, right? Like there are very few people that I will genuinely say are edgelords. He is an edgelord to the extreme. So when he got the offer to direct Man of Steel, he was in the process of making Watchmen.
All makes sense.
So Zack Snyder made the movie Watchmen, which was based on the comic book of it. And have you both seen Watchmen? Matthew.
Do I?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So he was in the process of making that. And they were like, "Yo, we want you to make a Superman movie." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?" And he even went on record stating that while he was in the process of making Watchmen, his decision-making process at that time was like he needed to villainize superheroes and make them like no matter what, they were humans first. So it was a bad idea to have him make a script for Superman at that point, plus the fact that he's a super edgelord. So he humanized Superman too much. And he doesn't know, like, he has no ability to, like, write a script, unless there's something pre-planned for him. So giving him the freedom to make movie, like, full creative freedom was just a bad idea. Because, like, if you go back and watch Batman vs. Superman, literally 0% of that movie makes sense from a plot standpoint. There is so much content of that movie could not physically have happened other than like this somehow like having meta knowledge of everything from every character.
You're telling me that he's a high budget Neil.
Yes. Kind of. With better aesthetic taste, with the exception of the braless women. Like, remove that from all Neil Breen films and you get Zack Snyder.
All
yeah.
right.
But the other thing that's worth mentioning is that they tried to compete with Marvel, and even Marvel is declining in sales. They're not doing as well as they did 5 years ago, because that like media has those time shifts and genre shifts through time, and superheroes have been the last 10, 15 years. And we're finally, like, 20 years later, we're like, moving out of the superhero phase. But Marvel's like, nah, we can still do this. So, like, there's... I think that there's also a portion of that has to do with the genre... Or not the genre, the way that we as a society have been developing over the last 10 years. And how that's going, but that aside, Captain Marvel didn't do a whole lot. Like it didn't do very well over the last 4 days.
When you mentioned that there was a genre shift, for some reason that made me think of, all right, so what's the next genre that Marvel's going to try to latch on to as well? All right, so we got the Adventures of Clark Kent. All right. Shades of Grey with Clark Kent. Sexual office tension with Clark Kent. That sounds about.
Avengers Battle Royale movie.
It's just like one of those things that superheroes are finally like, I don't know. Superheroes have done real well, and I'm a huge fan of superheroes. I'm never not gonna be so pumped. I still haven't seen Captain Marvel. And I have heard great things about the movie. And I've heard not so great things, and usually that comes from it's every time I've seen a review of Captain Marvel, it's so politically charged, and it's like, all right, but this is a superhero movie. We don't
listen, politics.
What are you doing? Get these politics out of here. It's about aliens.
Yeah.
Space.
I think you shouldn't call them aliens. That's too relevant to current.
Yeah.
Extraterrestrial life forms.
There you go.
Don't
Thank
actually
you.
accommodate you, you fuck. You've just given in. Bam, you're a Nazi.
Bam! Oh my god, yeah, no, it's just, it's a lot. Like every single thing that I've seen about it, every single thing has either been people screaming, "Ree, there's so much feminism in this movie," or people being like, "Ree, it needs more feminism." And it's one of those like, are you fucking kidding me? She's wearing a
Yep.
super suit and punching things. I don't care.
Can I talk about... So, like, I literally know nothing about Captain Marvel except for the fact of that main actress has no ass.
Brie Larson, yeah.
Like, I saw the most disturbing image.
Oh. Yeah.
It was
the
fucking...
pictures.
It was Spider-Man's ass chopped on her, and her ass chopped on Spider-Man. And it
Okay,
fit
alright.
so well.
Alright, but here's the thing.
She has no
Tom
ass.
Holland is kind of dummy thick.
He is, but she has no ass. It's flat as a board. Asses shouldn't look
Yeah.
like that.
She's also, well, the other thing is that the costume that she's wearing, if I'm not mistaken, also is not skin tight by any means. So it's
Yeah,
the
it's
equivalent of
Isn't the upper portion?
the upper portion is a lot tighter, but it's also armored. It's like, all right, so yeah. So
Also a lot
they
thicker,
designed the
just in
costume so that it
general,
would
than-
in a way that it wouldn't really show. And they do that with actually a lot of actors. Like you see like Chris all the Chris's are actually no Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's a really good example. His star in Avengers 1, he got fucking shredded. Like absolutely 8-pack like 8-pack abs, crazy shredded. And then slowly over that time, Chris Pratt has kind of lost that level of shredded, and he's stopped working out, especially more recently. So when Avengers Infinity War came out, he pretty much like he lost a lot of the muscle mass that he had, so they designed the suit to mask that more for him. So they do that a lot with the superhero costumes. I wouldn't be surprised if they
I just wanna
intentionally.
kinda throw this out there. I'm not saying this about Tom Holland in specific, but I'd fuck Spider-Man.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would be like? Imagine how he uses the webs for sex.
I don't really think he will, unless he's
Bonded, baby.
like. I don't think most of the Parkers in the Spider multiverse are that far down the kink rabbit hole.
I find it hard to believe that he has never made a sex hammock out of his webs.
That I can believe.
See? There you go.
Going back to shredded actors and masking with suits, and how the main actress of Wonder Woman,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
So I don't know if Brie Larson actually doesn't have an ass. I've never really looked into it, but I would not be surprised if they also made it look like she had less of an ass with the costume.
That costume is so flat though. It's like negative ass. It's like if you went in.
So I actually have not like I didn't follow the movie a whole lot beforehand, but I see a lot of people getting real like pissed about that. Yeah.
Brie Larson, there's a controversy with her because she said she won't do interviews with journalists who are white males anymore. There you go. There's the controversy. Nobody cares anymore. Move
Oh
on.
god damn it, yeah. Yep, see, there it is.
So let's move on so hard, in fact, let's move on to the end of the podcast. Jason, where can you find us?
So you can find us first off on Twitter at SomeSchmucks. Yeah. Additionally, if you want to see more from me, you can find my direct Twitter at ShadowFox on Twitter. Kai, where can we find you? Excellent. We also have our YouTube, which is just SomeSchmucks, and our Facebook group. Additionally, you can find us at SomeSchmucks. And if you do want to contact us at anyway, what's the email, Matthew?
Schmucks Redacted Cast. Schmucks Redacted Cast at gmail.com.
There we are. See, I did it this time, guys.
Cool. Kai, cut the stream. Kai.
And also twitch.tv / some
so
schmucks.
close.
I was so close.
Jason.
Kai, cut the stream. Kai, cut the stream.
Wait, can I get an A-?
Cut
Just
the
give me an
stream.
A-.
Goodbye.